The story begins with Maxwell, a man who had always loved nature but found himself living in the busiest city. Tired of the fast-paced life, he decided to move his family to a house near the forest. Maxwell dreamed of a place where he could reconnect with nature, just like when he was a child, surrounded by trees and wildlife. He was excited to raise his children in a peaceful place where they could explore and learn about nature. The house was beautiful, nestled in the woods, and their first few days were spent exploring. Maxwell would take his children into the forest daily, teaching them about wildlife and nature. Life felt perfect. Until one day, Maxwell woke up to his children shouting. Rushing into the lounge, he saw the bear outside their window. Staring inside, Maxwell and his wife, Laura, were scared. But as Maxwell looked closely at the bear, he noticed something ODD. It didn't act aggressively. Instead, the bear seemed curious. Maxwell wasn't sure what to think. What did this mean? Why was the bear acting so strangely? Although Maxwell had heard about animal behavior, seeing this real grizzly bear standing so close was a different experience. It made him realize just how powerful the creature was. His children, seeing how calm the bear was, were eager to get closer, but Maxwell stayed cautious. He knew a bear this size could be dangerous. However, the bear didn't seem to mind them approaching. It even tilted its head and took a step forward, almost like it was inviting them. But when they took a few steps toward it, the bear turned and ran off into the forest. But Maxwell couldn't stop thinking about the bear. Why had it been coming to his house? His wife, Laura, was scared and insisted they lock all the doors every time. She was worried the bear might come too close. Maxwell tried to calm her, saying the bear was probably just lost, but Laura wasn't convinced. She didn't want to take any chances. Then, just an hour later, the bear returned. It stood outside their window, staring inside again. Maxwell felt something wasn't right. The bear didn't seem like it was just wandering. It was there for a reason. Laura begged him not to go outside, but Maxwell couldn't shake the feeling that he needed to find out what the bear wanted. He promised Laura he would stay safe and wouldn't get too close. After a long wait, Maxwell stepped outside. The bear saw him and began walking towards the forest. Maxwell followed, staying a safe distance behind. The bear moved confidently, like it knew exactly where it was going. Maxwell couldn't help but wonder what the bear was looking for and why it had come to his house. Was it LOST? Or was there something else going on? Whatever it was, Maxwell was determined to find out. As they walked deeper into the forest, Maxwell started to notice signs of human activity, footprints and paths worn down by people who had been there before. It was clear that this was a place people explored, but it was also a place where animals freely roamed. Maxwell's curiosity grew even stronger as he ventured further. Then something caught his eye. He stopped in his tracks, unable to believe what he was seeing. In the distance, Maxwell spotted a wooden hut. It looked old, as if it had been there for many years. As he got closer, he realized this was his neighbor's place, a man he had heard about but never met. In this quiet area, neighbors lived far apart, so it wasn't unusual to go months without meeting. Maxwell had heard that his neighbor was friendly and open to visitors. But what did this neighbor have to do with the bear? Maxwell rushed toward the hut, hoping the neighbor could help him figure out what was going on. As he neared, he heard shouting. The man's voice was filled with panic. "Help me!" he cried from inside the hut. Maxwell's heart raced. What could be happening? He quickly ran to the garage, only to find another surprise. The garage door creaked open, revealing a young bear lying on the floor. Maxwell's mind raced. The large bear he had been following, the one that had been showing up at his house, was the mother. And the bear in the garage was her cub. It all suddenly made sense. The bear had been coming to Maxwell's house because she was looking for her baby. Maxwell's neighbor explained that 2 days ago, he had found the sick bear cub in the woods. Not being able to leave it behind, he brought it back to his hut, hoping to care for it. The cub was weak and wouldn't survive in the wild without help. Maxwell realized the mother bear had been searching for her cub, and somehow she knew he might be the one to help. Together, Maxwell and his neighbor called a veterinarian, who quickly arrived to treat the cub. The bear and her baby were carefully taken to a shelter, where the cub got the medical care it needed. The mother bear stayed close, watching over her cub as it slowly started to recover. Once the cub was strong enough, they were both released back into the forest, where they seemed to thrive. Maxwell and his family still see the bears now and then. The last time they saw them, the bears were healthy, strong, and playing together in the forest. Maxwell no longer worries about the bear visiting his house. In fact, he feels thankful for the whole experience. It taught him the value of kindness and the importance of helping others, even when it's unexpected. Maxwell is proud of how he helped the bear and her cub. He loves telling the story to his children, hoping they'll learn the same lessons he did, that nature should be respected and protected, not feared. The bond between humans and animals is special, and sometimes animals will come to you for help when you least expect it. Maxwell will always remember the day the bear came to his house and the journey that followed. It's a story he and his family will carry with them for the rest of their lives. So, that's all for today. Now it's your turn to share your thoughts about this story. What's the next story you'd like to know? Let us know in the comment section below, and be sure to subscribe so you won't miss any of these amazing videos on Wild Wonder.